Okay, so 2025 starts, and again, I'm feeling a little bit better. Healing, it's very, very, very hard. I'm realizing how badly I was abused. I'm just trying to make sense of life. He's making my life difficult. I have him blocked, but he's literally like emailing my work email and just acting crazy, trying to get a reaction out of me. I end up I'm sad because I don't have my kids all the time. I get a puppy. It's just, I'm figuring it out. But because I was figuring it out and I wasn't sad and I was optimistic, that was driving him crazy. So it really started to escalate end of January 22nd. I had taken my sons, I think, to the movies the day before. So I had picked my son up at school, driven from Richmond to Maryland, picked my son up at school, took him to the movies. I had my dog stay, 'cause it's a puppy, like 3 months old puppy. And he had never stayed home alone. So I had him stay at the house in Maryland. Rob had said it was cool. So I go in after the movie to get my puppy. I still have a whole life full of stuff here because I just randomly stopped coming home one day. So I go inside, get my dog, get some stuff, and Rob's chasing me around the house, screaming. I just stopped paying the utilities there. I was still paying the mortgage, but I told him you got to pay your own utilities. I'll pay Richmond where I live, but you have a 5,000 square foot house with 4 people. It's me in a 3-bedroom townhouse, and I'm gone half the time for work. I'm not paying that bill for you. So he's following me around the house, screaming the most obscene, disgusting things in front of my 3 sons, telling me that the women that he's sleeping with in my marital bed don't like seeing my stuff in the bedroom. It kills the vibe. That he never wanted to be with me. He never wanted me. That's why he never did anything for me. And pushed me out of the house, physically pushed me out of the house and said, "This is my house. I pay the utilities here." I'm like, "I pay the mortgage. It's not your house." But okay. I didn't react because I'm like, okay. And so the very next day, so I get my kids, I'm like, "I'm so sorry." Drive them to Richmond. Wake up the next day. Rob comes busting in my door in Richmond Saturday morning. And his friend comes in right after him. I'm like, what is going on? To serve me what I thought were divorce papers, which were not divorce papers. They were custody papers because he was asking for full custody. You know why he was asking for full custody? Of course, a child support check. And so I'm like, this is crazy. And of course, it's devastating. So I'm like, I just got my kids, had to deal with you last night. Now you're here disturbing my peace and my little sanctuary. I'm overwhelmed because I'm still putting furniture together, moving things around, doing all this. I barely get any time with my kids, and you were here ruining the little bit of time that I have with my kids. And you have your friend running up in my house to serve me custody papers. And I look at the custody papers and it's oh, she's incompetent. She can't do anything. I take care of everything for the kids. I'm like, "Sir, you don't buy your kids clothes. Let's go, receipts, because I got them. You don't take your kid." My son has a Port Weinstein birthmark. Rob doesn't take him to a specialist to get treatments every 3 months. It's me, even though Rob works at home and I have to go to work. I still make it a point to do it. I'm incompetent and insane, and you handle all legal matters, yet the only time I asked you to fill out the application for a birth certificate for our youngest, you literally were not able to read and comprehend the application. So you didn't know the difference between today's date and date of birth. So you dated my son's birth certificate with the date that you completed the application, not the day he was born. And to this day, 9 years later, because I've asked him to fix it and he will not, my son's birth certificate is wrong. But I'm the incompetent one. You were the one who dropped out of school in 10th grade. I graduated magna cum laude with 2 kids in 3.5 years on a full academic scholarship, but I'm mentally incompetent. Sir, what? You just went to this courthouse and lied. But it's funny because I got receipts on receipts on receipts, and I'm gonna like show you in court, and you're gonna look crazy, but whatever. So that happens, and I'm just like talking to my mom, like, he won't leave me alone. Like, I just want to move on. And every time I try to move on, he's like doing more and more and more. He has his family, and I'll get into that. He has his family like attacking me. Like, I just want to like live. So this is when things really heat up. So that was the end of January. January ends. My son's birthday is February 10th. He's turning 9. He's having his party in Maryland, of course, that's where he lives. I'm like, I don't want to be at a birthday party with Rob, but whatever. And then my son reached out to me like the week before his party and was like, hey, Dad is not going to be here. I'm going to have a sleepover. And he said he needed to come spend the night in Maryland for my sleepover. And at first I'm like, this is weird because like, where is he going? Like, this is weird that you're like leaving your kid to go stay at a woman's house and making me come. Like, I feel weird. And then I start thinking, 1 week ago, you pushed me out of the house and said I'm not allowed to be in my own house. Now you're being like Mr. Nice Guy. That doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense at all. I had just gotten a security system installed, and I had told Rob, because he like busted in my house, like, I told Rob, I got professional security cameras installed, I got a security system installed, like, whatever craziness you're up to, it's gonna come on camera, I'm gonna have proof of it, like, you better leave me alone. So I'm like, isn't it peculiar that like a week after I get this, like, or 2 weeks after I get the security system installed, a week after you push me out of the house and tell me I better not ever be here, you're like, oh, come stay here. No, you're trying to set me up, and you want me somewhere that I don't have a security system. You would never want me to stay at that house because you keep telling me it's your house. You keep saying it's his house. And so I'm like, okay, I can't. Like, I tell my son, like, hey, listen, I can't stay there, I'm sorry. So then my son FaceTimes me, and again, I'm in Richmond, he's in Maryland. Rob lives in Maryland with him. He FaceTimes me, he's like, I would love for you to come get me from school early. I would love a birthday surprise. So the Friday before my birthday, can you come get me from school early? And here's the thing, I see him looking, you know, when you're like, somebody's talking, I see him, we're on FaceTime, so I see his eyes going over here, and I'm like, are you talking to somebody? He's like, no. And again, my mind's going, you're calling the one who lives 2 hours away to come get you early from school, and there's somebody who lives 10 minutes from your school, and you're not asking them to get you this birthday surprise. That doesn't make sense. I mean, Rob's a terrible parent and like doesn't really do anything for our kids, but still, like, that's a bit much. And the fact that you're looking over here, somebody's telling you to say that. So then I just play along, and I'm like, oh, and I asked him, like, are you talking to someone else? And he's like, no, nobody's here. And I'm like, okay, well, what time should I come? And he, like, I hear Rob whisper 1. That's it. I hear him. And he's like, oh, 1. So I'm like, okay, I'll be there. I don't go because I know it's a setup. I don't know what it's set up for, but I know Rob is trying real hard to get me out of, like, my place, out of the security cameras, out of the security system. And I'm like, I'm not falling for whatever. And I even hear Rob, like, after, he's like, okay, she said 1. Like, I heard him. And I could tell he was talking to somebody else, like, he was on the phone. I'm like, okay, he's up to something. I gotta be careful. So, like, I'm calling my mom all the time. Me and my sister aren't talking. We used to be very, very close. I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm in Richmond. I have nobody. So, like, I talk to my mom about everything that he's doing to me. I'm, like, crying and telling her about, like, my therapy, all this stuff. And so I tell my mom, like, listen, I don't feel safe here. I don't want to go to Ashton's party tomorrow by myself. I don't want to be by myself with Rob at all, ever. Can I just stay at your house the night before and ride to Ashton's party with you guys and come back? And she's like, yeah, that's no problem. And that night before his party, Ashton's like, oh, Dad wants you to come, like, either pick them up or stay the night there. I think stay the night there. He asked me again. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. And I like offer alternatives like, oh, I'll pick you guys up and we can all spend the night at my parents' house. He's like, no, Dad says no. Why? He wants me alone with my kids. He wants me alone. That's not, you're trying to set me up again.